My transition from working as a grassroots organizer to working with Congresswoman Shirley Chisholm, who I deeply miss, was very easy because Congresswoman Chisholm was running for president. And I was at Mills College and had a course where I was required to work in a political campaign. During that time, it was McGovern, Muskie, and Humphrey. Well, these individuals didn't speak to the issues that I felt were important for myself as an African American woman trying to raise 2 kids, a single mom. So I was going to flunk the class. I just said no field work for Barbara Lee. She doesn't believe in partisan politics, no way. But I believed in working in the community. I was working with the Black Panther Party on their survival programs. I helped put together the community school. I worked with the clinic. So I worked on a lot of the community-oriented 10-point programs of the Black Panther Party, but I was not a party member. But I felt this organization was so important, I needed to work in the community through that vehicle. Well, politics was not for me, but I invited Shirley Chisholm to the campus, and she spoke, and she was the first African-American woman elected to Congress, but she announced she was running for president. And so I went up to Mrs. Chisholm. I said, you know, I love what you said. You're against the war in Vietnam. You understand what it means to eradicate poverty. You're an immigrant. And she spoke fluent Spanish. I mean, she was a very progressive African-American woman. And so I explained to her this course I had. And I was about ready to flunk the class because I didn't believe in any of the other candidates. And she took me to task and, you know, convinced me I should register to vote. But then she said, well, you know, you can, no, I actually told her I would reconsider flunking that class if she would let me work with her. And so what she said to me was, first I had to register to vote, of course, and become more political, that my community work was great, but I had to understand that's in the context of a political system that we all have to be part of. And so I asked her, who do I contact so I could work in her campaign? And she looked at me and she said, my dear, I don't have a lot of money. This is a grassroots effort. You have to figure that out for yourself. I'm leaving it up to my local supporters. Well, lo and behold, I looked around in the community, talked to people, and there was no one working for Shirley Chisholm. No one hardly knew who she was. There was no campaign, so I went to 2 friends, currently Assemblyman Sandre Swanson, who was actually my first chief of staff, and the student body president, Sandy Gaines. We talked, told them about my class, and went and talked to my professor, and she said, fine, you can pass the class as long as you work in any of these campaigns. So what happened was I ended up organizing the Shirley Chisholm Northern California presidential primary campaign from my course at Mills College. So I passed the course, and I got an A in it. And so I was very proud of that A. But the transition for me, going from community work and working as a volunteer to working in public service, was very easy. It was seamless because it evolved as it related to my work as a volunteer for Shirley Chisholm, on to working as an intern for Congressman Dellums, and then on to working as his chief of staff.